People left their cars on Palisades Drive, burning up the hillside, the palm trees, everything's going. And the wind and the firemen are great, but you can only do so much.
Firefighters are struggling to contain wildfires in Los Angeles. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Wednesday, January 8th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Tens of thousands of people have fled multiple fires burning right now in Los Angeles County. A huge fire in Pacific Palisades has already burned thousands of acres and destroyed homes. People were forced to abandon their cars while evacuating due to blocked roads and flee on foot. You heard resident Cindy Festa describe the scene at the top of the show. Post reporter Brianna Sachs, whose father lives in the area, shared this update in a video yesterday.
Traffic has been a big issue. People are abandoning their cars. Cars are on fire. A fire station burned down. The winds are still going to be pretty powerful until this evening is what we're expecting.
To the east and north of LA, other fires prompted evacuations in Altadena and the Sylmar area. All of these fires are being fueled by a strong windstorm, which was expected to peak overnight. That is making conditions even more dangerous. Resources to fight the fires are stretched thin. The Los Angeles Fire Department has called for all of its firefighters, including those who are off duty, to make themselves available. This is a quickly developing story, so check our website for live updates. Donald Trump declined to rule out military or economic force to expand the territory of the U.S. That's number 2. Yesterday, Trump spoke for over an hour in a meandering news conference at his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida. And with less than 2 weeks to go until his inauguration, he seemed to have a lot on his mind. In particular, he repeatedly spoke about his ambitions for territorial expansion. He said the U.S. should buy Greenland from Denmark. He threatened to retake the Panama Canal. And he mused about making Canada the 51st state.
Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like, and it would also be much better for national security. Don't forget, we basically protect Canada.
And that's not all. Trump also said he wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Some of Trump's plans sound pretty implausible, and there's no guarantee he'll actually act on any of them when he becomes president. But the fact that he's willing to make these threats will spark concern among U.S. allies. Number 3. Meta will stop fact-checking on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. Yesterday, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced big changes to the company's social media platforms. Its extensive fact-checking program in the U.S. will be dismantled. In its place, users will be able to generate notes that appear next to contested posts. Meta will also lift restrictions on hot-button topics, such as immigration and gender identity. And sweeping changes to its community guidelines will allow for greater critiques of marginalized groups. Zuckerberg said the election was a cultural tipping point and explained the changes in a video message.
After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact-checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the U.S.
Donald Trump praised Meta's decision. Conservatives have long referred to fact-checking on social media as censorship, a word Zuckerberg also used in his message. If you are concerned about these changes, we have a link in our newsletter today to a guide on how to find the truth online. You can find that in our show notes. Another icy storm is expected to hit more than 20 states this week. That's number 4. In the past week, a major and widespread winter storm brought dangerous conditions from the plains to the mid-Atlantic. Now it looks like stormy conditions will soon hit some of those same places again. Tomorrow, wintry precipitation is forecast to develop in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, Kansas, Colorado, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Missouri. Some places may experience their biggest snowstorms in several years. On Friday, the snow may spread into Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, and the Carolinas. From there, snow may again fall in the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast on Friday night and Saturday. So before you make plans this week, make sure you check your local forecast. Number 5. Millions of home rental prices across the U.S. may be getting set using one company's software. RealPage is a property management software company that uses a trove of data to suggest rental prices to landlords. The algorithmic software has been adopted by property managers, but now it's facing legal pushback. The company has been sued by the federal government, which alleged in August that it unlawfully decreases competition among landlords. Separately, RealPage and dozens of property management companies have been accused in other lawsuits of colluding to raise prices. To assess how widespread the use of RealPage's software may be, the Post identified 3.1 million units managed by companies named in the lawsuits. In our newsletter today, you can find a link to a map that shows where these properties are where you live. A new study found that it's better for longevity to be fit than to be thin. That's number 6. This comes from the most comprehensive study yet of the relationship between aerobic fitness, body mass index, and longevity. It found that being out of shape doubled or tripled the risk of dying prematurely, whatever someone's age or BMI. On the other hand, if someone had obesity but was aerobically fit, he or she was about half as likely to die young as someone whose weight was normal but had low aerobic fitness. It adds to a growing body of research that shows people can be healthy and long-lived at any weight, as long as they're also active and fit. And the good news from other studies is that even a little exercise can drop mortality risk. So why not take a brisk walk while you listen to this podcast? And at number 7, some weird and wonderful tech has been unveiled at CES 2025. Every year, tech companies gather in Las Vegas to show off their latest innovations at the world's biggest consumer electronics show. Some of the products are much-needed breakthroughs that will change lives, and some are so weird that they're fascinating. Others are such profoundly bad ideas that they deserve some sort of recognition. Our tech reporters have put together a list of the best and strangest products they found at the conference. They include tiny human holograms, needle-free injections, and a spoon that makes food taste better. You can see what else they found in our newsletter today. Just follow the link in our show notes. All right, you're all caught up. But before you go, a reminder that if you're a subscriber to The Washington Post, you can get access to our shows ad-free in Apple Podcasts. All you have to do is find the Washington Post channel in Apple Podcasts and connect your Post subscription. Then stay tuned for more subscriber-only audio benefits, like exclusive and early access episodes. If you're not a subscriber, this is a great time to start. You can sign up at our channel in Apple Podcasts or through the link in our show notes. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.